Cook, and this is Kendra Cox with DiscoverWoodward.com, and today we're here with Connie Terry to talk about the Woodward Public Library.
Okay, I'm super excited about this because we always have these
I know
little
my wife
notes.
is going to be jealous.
Yeah, really. She's going to be like,
I
"You
think
went
we
to
have-
the library?"
We probably have a library or two in our house, maybe. Yes.
I see her. She comes in here.
Yes.
With her $15 and every day. Okay, but really I'm excited. So we always have some questionnaires, and you filled out the questionnaire for us. And there are a lot of things that I did not know about this library that I didn't know about you. And all of those things I really believe are interrelated, and I'm so excited to talk to you for a minute. So first things first, I think the funnest part, I've already teased you, like, I did not realize how long you had been with Woodward Public Library.
Yes, I started part-time when I was in high school at 16.
I had no idea. So I remember you whenever I was young, but I thought you were I've always thought you were I guess I thought you were a teenager then, I don't know. Because, in my mind, like, we're the same. And so when I read that, I'm like, well, that can't be right. I really thought we were talking to somebody different.
No.
So you know this like the back of your hand.
Yes, I do.
In fact, so you started at the other library. You started at the old library, the
Yes.
original library.
Yes.
And tell us how that library started. This is a cool story.
Okay. It was in 1899 that a group of ladies called the Coterie Club, on July the 4th celebration, they had an ice cream and lemonade sale, okay? They netted or made $200.
Okay, what year was this?
1899.
$200 in 1899. I went, oh my gosh, that's like a fortune, isn't it?
Yes, back then it was, yeah.
Oh my lands.
And that's how the library started. And it was housed in a lot of different areas at that time, different buildings. In 1917, Andrew Carnegie gave Woodward $10,000. And that's how the library began at 1219 8th Street. That's where I went to work at back in 1979.
Which, again, totally blew my mind. But I've never been in that building. So you have all these memories of that building, and you have memories of going to the library then. So did you hang out in the children's section?
She was probably the one that ran us out of the children's section.
Do you remember?
No. I mean, the fifth and sixth center back then was where the junior high is now.
Right.
And we had a group of kids that would walk over and spend
Really?
all afternoon, and
She could take you guys.
they played games, we did things, and even if I said, okay guys, you're out of here for the day, they were out of there for the day, they respected it, and then they came back and we started all over again. Yeah, I have a group of girls and guys, yeah.
I love that. I think that's super cool. So that library, you began upstairs in the adult section.
Yes, I did.
And we talked about this a minute ago. So when you were 16 to 18, when you were a kid, you were in the adult section.
I was.
As soon as you turned 18, they put you in the children's section.
When I graduated high school at 81, I went downstairs to work with Kay Bell, who was the children's librarian at the time. And I worked under her as the assistant children's librarian until she became the director in 2000. Until she became the director. In 2001, she retired, and I became the director.
Awesome.
Yeah.
One of the things that you said a minute ago, like, you have a real passion for the children's section.
Oh,
of the
I
library.
do. I do.
Do you want your quote now or later?
This is a quote that I love, and it's Dr. Seuss quote, and everybody knows who Dr. Seuss is, and this is what it says. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. And that's the truth. I mean,
Yes.
it is. Whenever I was the assistant or the children's librarian, we would go to each classroom in the grade school and 5th and 6th center and express the importance of the summer reading program the library had that summer.
Right.
With my first graders, I always said, okay, you know how you like to play ball or play the piano or what makes you better? Practice. So you've got to practice reading in order to get better at that. So
I love that. I remember I loved to read whenever I was young, so I loved the summer reading programs. And that's one of the things that's changed is how you do some of these things. So the last few years I've noticed that the summer reading program is drastically different than I remember.
Yes, this year was totally different. Everything, because
Yes.
of COVID, we all went digital. And we ended up just with a little, we gave prizes away, of course, but a little bingo card. Not just for the little ones, but for the teenagers and even for adults. And that was our summer reading program. We also had virtual performers that you could watch throughout the week on our Facebook page. So
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Was it, you have to cut this, but I was thinking that I had seen some local business people reading books. Was that part of the library? Or was that a different
no,
promotion?
that was part of the library during
Okay.
COVID. Well,
That was during the quarantine.
Yes, and they would come
Yes.
in. We had a police officer. We had Jason Cobalt from JW's. We had someone that was a beautician.
So neat.
Just a multitude, and they would come in and they would read a story, and then we would post that.
I love it. So I brought that up because one of the things that I love to see about the library is everything has changed so drastically with technology. And in some ways, like there's almost a feeling of nostalgia with the way the library was versus how it is now. But you stayed relevant and continued to be relevant. And the library is still so necessary to our society and to our community. And Woodward Public Library has done it. Did I say library? I swear
Please
I did.
don't say that.
I swear I did. If I did, oh my goodness.
I don't think you did. But
The Woodward Public Library has continued to go with the times, and you've stayed so relevant, are continuing to, and I love that because that's so vital to who we are as a community. So technology.
It's very important.
Oh
and
my goodness. So
yes, I can remember many years ago, and that when you checked out a book, you would sign your name on a
Right.
card. We would file that card. We'd have to count the cards because of statistics. Then the book came in. We had to find the card, and we could shelve it. It's totally different now. There's
Right.
barcodes, and we just scan it, and you can either have your receipt emailed to you, or you can get a paper receipt, which a lot of people like the paper receipt to use for a bookmark. And so it's very different. We don't have the cards anymore, and I mean,
and reading online. So I'm
Yes,
terrible.
reading
I
online.
cannot get to the library during opening hours. Like it doesn't seem to be in my skill set. So I have the Libby app.
yes.
And
Lib-
so I love that.
I'm glad you do. I mean,
Do you hate it?
no. Do I what?
I said, do you hate it?
No.
Like people come in, see me.
Well, we have the different things that bring people in, but no, it's just you've got to read. The more you read, the more you know. The more you know, and the Libby app with ebooks and downloadable audiobooks is just a way to go. I think
It's so fantastic.
a lot of people are liking the audiobooks because they don't have time to read, but you can have time
Right.
to listen,
Right.
whether you're walking on the trail, whether you're ironing or cleaning or traveling.
Right. Right.
A lot of people love the audiobooks. So
It is, and I think the cost efficiency of that, because I'd been buying so many books on my phone and reading them, and all of a sudden I was like, why am I doing this when our library has the capability to allow me to borrow the books for free on my phone? And then I was looking and I went, oh my gosh, because I'm the one using the earbuds on the trail, laughing like an idiot as I'm walking by myself sometimes, because I'm listening to the audiobooks that I have for free that I would have paid bukus of money for online. So I love that.
I'm glad you do. I have I've started something new with Libby. Libby is part of the OK Virtual Library, which is a multitude of libraries across the state. There's Enid, Stillwater. So all of the customers across the state that belong to the libraries that belong to OK Virtual Library, they can put on hold. I mean, I wanted to read
Right.
Where the Crawdads Sing, and it was like a 6-month hold, and I'm like, all right, I'm not patient enough to wait 6 months for that book. So Libby has a new program called Advantage. So the books that I purchase are specific just for my customers. I mean,
Awesome.
so the holds are cut down. I mean, you may have 2 or 4 week hold,
Right.
but not a 6-month hold. And Where the
that's
Crawdads
cool.
Sing, it was on the bestseller. It
Sure.
may still be on the bestseller. I haven't looked. Yeah, it was on there for
I think we have several of
months.
those around my house because I think my wife just kept ordering and thinking, that one's going to come in. Nope. Just ordered them. I think we have a stack of them.
That's funny.
It is an awesome book. If you haven't read Where the Crawdads,
I did. I read that last fall, actually.
That's a very good book. So that is something I started with Libby, and I have to say, Libby just not only has ebooks and downloadable audiobooks. It has streaming movies too, where you can and magazines.
I had no idea. See, I didn't.
No idea.
I just looked at what I wanted to look at. All right, so along with the technology thing, one of the things I've noticed is I'll drive by and I'll see people using the internet. I think this is so valuable because I think about our school age kids, because with their Chromebooks and their iPads and all the one-to-one technology thing that we have going on here at Woodward Public School System, not every child has internet at home.
Right.
And so I feel like this is such a great service. And again, the more you read, the more you know, the more you
grow, the more
I
places.
can't say it. I'm so glad you know it. I mean, again, it's so necessary to help to continue to make our society better. And so, again, I mean, I see that. So inside the building, you have computers.
We have computers. Before COVID, we had 12 adult computers and 4 kids' computers. I will tell you, we average between 1,500 and 2,000 computer users a month.
Oh my goodness.
That didn't include, because we have Wi-Fi, that did not
Oh, my
include the
goodness.
people that came in that also, use their own device or
Right.
sat out in the parking lot
Right.
using their device. Yes.
You just blew my mind. Like, I can't do this. Like,
a
I
lot.
can't even math it.
1,500
that
to
just
2,000
blows my
people. Yes.
mind. Okay, but you had said before COVID, 12 computers. Did I hear you say now you have 4?
We only have 4, but they are
Wow.
well used because we are social distancing.
Oh, the social distancing. In my brain, they're broken. And I'm like, oh my gosh, do you need more computers? She needs computers.
No.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because of
like Keller
social-
Williams, get with it. Okay, that's not the case.
Yeah,
Okay.
social distancing
Sweet
plays
relief.
a big
Okay.
part, so we only
Yes.
have 4. Just like
Yes.
our tables
The
around
arrows
the area.
that I immediately
yes,
did the
the
wrong way.
arrows. Our tables, it's only one person.
Right.
per table now.
Oh, yes.
We don't even have any in-house programming. It's all
Right.
digital, all because of COVID. They just changed the library. But libraries are good about evolving,
Yes.
and that's what we're doing.
Yes, you've
So-
absolutely adapted. So now, what does the summer? I guess we're past summer, aren't we? I have no idea where we are.
Now,
It feels like summer today.
it does. It does. We had our first book discussion group on with Zoom.
How did that go?
It went really well. It went
That's
really
so
well.
neat.
Yes, we're having it. It's either the second or third Friday.
The other thing that I noticed that you were doing differently, so you used to have craft time, so I would see people come in and color, people would come in and crochet, they would do some paint things, like you lose me at the crafting thing, I'm no good at it, but you've even continued that.
We have. Leona Hawk, she did her first craft program digitally with our Facebook. The people could come in and they would sign up and they would get the supplies, and she would did a video and
That's
posted it,
fantastic.
and so they would have one-on-one tutor time for this craft. I'm not crafty either, so.
I love that. Okay, you said tutor time. When I came in a minute ago, you were telling somebody about an online tutoring program, but that gives somebody a face-to-face tutor virtually?
It's called Brain Fuse. It's on our website, and our website is woodwardlibrary.okpls.org. And it's called Brain Fuse, and it's actually online tutoring with a one-on-one person.
I think that is amazing.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Now, we also have one called Job Now.
Yes.
That is the same thing, but it helps you with your interview, helps you with your resume, and it's one-on-one tutoring.
See, these things are, these are skill sets. This is absolutely amazing. I had no idea that our library offered these things.
We also have lynda.com. I don't know if you've heard of lynda.com. It is a database that has different videos on if you want to set up a website, you want to learn how to be a photographer. I mean, all kinds of videos that you can watch and develop your skills. We have one called Learning Express, which is a testing prep database.
Ooh.
So, I mean, there's ACT, there's
Yes.
nursing, there's all kinds of tests on that database, including ones in Spanish.
That's so cool. Okay,
Wow.
so I don't want to put you on the spot, but behind me is a
It's the Northwest Oklahoma Literacy Council, and Linda Harrison is the coordinator. They have shut down all their tutoring, and Sylvia Routh and Maureen Mora, they are doing online tutoring, and they have 52 students enrolled in their program right now.
So this is one of the things when I was reading through your notes that I went, my goodness, how everything is intermingled with your history and with this library. So tell us a little bit about your mom.
About my mom. My mom is from Germany. She was 4 years old during World War II. She lived during that era. My dad, back in the late 50s, joined the army and then was stationed in Germany, and that's how their romance started, and they met. And so they were married in a courthouse in Darmstadt, Germany. Actually, their 60th wedding anniversary is coming up October the 19th. Because my dad was in the army, he had to come by boat. She came by plane, getting off, I don't remember if it's the Chicago or New York airport. But think about getting off at that airport, not knowing the language, not knowing the country, and then had to wait for my dad. I mean, I know the courage to have to do that.
Oh my goodness.
And then they went to live on the farm in Visay, Oklahoma. Yep. And she taught herself English by listening to people, watching television. So her courage and determination and stamina is at all with me. I don't think I could do that. I mean, move to a different culture, a language you didn't know.
Right.
But yeah, that's her story.
It was mind-boggling to me when I was reading that, because your comment was that was before literacy councils. And I thought, man, just to think of all of the different things that we provide now and that would have made your mom's life simpler. And I mean, that being said, she probably is much stronger than she may have been. But it's just super cool to see that. And again, to recognize all the things that our library addresses. I think library because I like to read, and so I read for pleasure. And so that's what I think, is I see all these books and I'm like, oh, I could really spend some time in here today, boss. I'm not going back. But really, it's so much, reading for pleasure is important.
It's a way to escape.
But there's so much more. Yes, it is.
A way to escape whatever, the world or whatever, problem or issue you're dealing with. You can escape it in a book.
Right. So anyway, is there anything that I forgot to ask you that you want to make sure that I give you a chance to say?
Not that I can think of right off the top of my head. I just want to, stress the importance of reading and everything that the library has to offer.
Yes.
So
much more than we remembered or imagined.
And I have to give kudos to my staff. I couldn't do it without my staff. I mean, they're wonderful.
And you have a great staff.
Oh, I do.
I came in
wonderful.
a couple of weeks ago. I took off a couple of days, and that was one of the things I thought, well, I never get to the library during opening hours. This is my chance. And came in, and she was so precious and helpful to, this is how you do Libby, and here's your instructions. And she did a great job.
Thank you.
Yes.
I will say, though, if you can't come into the library and you want to start with Libby, then we have on our website a place for you to get a digital library card, and you can start using Libby.
See, if I would have known. This is awesome.
But no, you came to
But I actually came
library.
in. I know.
That's important.
I know. We're across the street all the time at Woodward County Abstract, and so it's humorous to me, but really and truly, it's a challenge to get in here. But anyway, super excited about Libby.
Thank you. I want to put a plug in about our 18th annual pumpkin decorating contest.
Yes, please
We always
do.
have that, and usually we bring all, we have all the pumpkins inside. Now it's digital.
Oh.
So, yeah, you create your pumpkin, and now you can poke holes and carve, because before when you brought it in the
It doesn't matter
library...
if it rots.
No, you couldn't do that. But now, and just take a picture of it, and we're giving away prizes, for the different, we have a category for preschool, children, teens, and adults, I believe.
Awesome.
And then we have the most favorite of all. I mean, you get on our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page. Don't get on the Facebook page of Woodward, Iowa. There is a Woodward, Iowa.
Yes, there is.
We've
I've shared false information before.
We have actually had people calling here thinking we were the library in Woodward, Iowa. And we're like, Anyway, but you can get on it and vote for your favorite pumpkins.
Awesome. All right, so tell us where you're located, phone number, and go ahead and give us the directions to your Facebook page too. Is it Woodward Public Library, Woodward, Oklahoma Public Library?
No, it's Woodward Public Library, and it will have the picture of the outside of the building,
great.
so you know which library.
Perfect.
Yeah. We are located at 1500 Main Street.
Okay.
Our phone number is 580-254-8544.
Awesome. Thank you so much for
You're
giving us
welcome.
some of your
Thank
time.
you for coming. And as you can see, libraries are my passion.
Yes, it's
I
wonderful.
I go to different towns, and I'm like, all right, Kurt, my husband, we got to go visit the library. He wants to go to Bass Pro or
We
something.
do all the, we've I don't think we hit every bookstore in Oklahoma and Kansas, I think, so far.
They're fun. You know you're a librarian or you love books when you love the smell of an old book.
That's exactly what Brian says whenever we go on work trips. I have to get a book for Carrie Ann to smell.
But there is.
And I'm like, can I just have it on my phone? See, I guess I'm a little broken.
Yeah. I read both ways. I mean, I just finished The Women in the Window, which is what the next discussion group is reading right now. And then I've got one downloaded to read on my phone. So, I mean, I do both.
Awesome. Thank you again.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.